Hello and welcome back to the workshop once again. So today we have a couple of vintage radio items to have a look at. The first one, this little yoke here, is a 20-meter transceiver. I got it off eBay last week and it looks interesting. It was small money. It came with some CB radio gear and I wasn't sure what it was. I don't think the vendor knew either. Just sort of caught my eye, so we'll have a look at that first, and then we're going to have a look at this pilot radio, which is seeing better days for sure, but we'll get to that in a minute. We'll have a look at the 20-meter transceiver kit first. So I'll bring the camera in so you can get a good look at it and take the back off. I've already had it going, so it does work. Well, it works on receive. I tried keying it up into a dummy load and it doesn't seem to want to transmit. There's nothing coming out. Whoever made this went to quite a bit of bother. It's a nice job and it's well done, so maybe in a silent key thing or what have you. Couldn't see someone just wanting to get rid of it. So I was when I got this last week, I brought it in and I plugged it into the bench power supply and stuck a wire in the back, and plenty of 20-meter SSB signals came pouring in. Now how busy 20 meters is today at this time of day, it's 6 o'clock here, it's midweek, it's Thursday and I'm recording this. I don't put the videos up on the same day that I record them now generally, so it could be a couple of days time by the time you get to see this. So, and we're in. So I'd be interested to know if anyone recognises this. I know there's a few amateur radio people watch my videos. It's a scratch build, it's not a kit by the looks of it, and it's very neatly done. So a lot of effort went into that. So I'll just power it up and we can have a little listen to it. Right, so I have it hooked up to the bench power supply, so I'll have a listen to it. And I don't know how busy 20 meters will be at this time of day. There probably won't be much happening. When I turned it on and when I powered it up on Sunday, of course there was a contest on, so the band was full.
And then when you go back to them, the 5 and 2. Oh dear. Oh my God. I think it was the day you called me on 17. That was a good afternoon. That was. What was that? I'm on a different page now. But that was a good afternoon. I had to leave a couple of guys because I had to. Well, look at the time now. It's 12 minutes past 8. And I haven't had my dinner yet. Am I a good belly?
Wherever he is, he's 2 hours ahead of me here.
I think it keeps it oils my legs, my joints and my legs. M0EBJ LZ7CW.
I can hear him and I can't hear the fella in England. Oh well. Right, well, you get the idea. She works anyway on receive. So, as I say, if anyone recognises the layout, it was probably from a magazine or whatever at some stage, I would imagine. Let me know. But, yeah, because it's well made, the little box and all, it's well put together. Someone went to quite a bit of effort to build that. Right, the next thing to do is have a look at this pilot radio. Okay, so the pilot radio was the next thing. Don't know which model this is. It could be a Blue Peter, but it doesn't say on it. And we're missing the back. I think someone shot it at some stage as well. It's a bit sad. I'll give you a look here. So, there's a bullet hole here, and it's gone right through the speaker hole out to the back. So someone really had it in for them. But, while the cabinet is full of woodworm, it's still solid. So it's not gone too far. I done one far worse last year, you'll remember. This cosser here, which had the whole side gone out of it, which I filled with eyes upon. It worked out quite well. So this one's certainly in a bad way, but it's not, cabinet wise anyway, it's not gone too far. Now we got a few spare bottles as well here, which is good. The old sound output valve must have fell out at some stage. So we'll stick him back where he belongs. 6v6. X-Arm Forces 6v6G. Someone's either peeled off or it's fallen off the label with the model number and the valve layout on it. But I've had a couple of these radios through my hands over the years, and they work well. I think they may have been used as a rental model at some stage. So I might even have a back for one somewhere. Now, might be in the word. But what we're going to do with this is, now obviously we're going to have to do all the usual things, but I'm just going to power it up on the Variac and see what happens. And we'll take it from there. Right, so all of you who watch my videos know I have quite a lot of multimeters and I like to give them a run every now and again. So the Fluke 29, out and about for this. This is off the measuring the HT. So to save me taking the chassis out, the sound output transformer is there. So I'm measuring the HT off that, the smoothed HT. So we'll plug it in, we give it a quick wind up, and we'll see what it does. Bring it up to about 50. Nothing happening yet. Oh, I can already see a very faint low dial bulb. So let's see if we can see that if I turn it. Yeah, see the dial bulb lighting up at 60 volt AC input. That's a good start. Another little bit. Let's go up to 100. You can see something happening on the Fluke there now. You know, electrons are starting to flow. I'm going to hazard a guess that this thing will do something. They generally do. Now this is my approach. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. But I think you're always better off just trying to see if a radio will do something before you get all involved. You read a lot of stories where people they get a radio, they change all the caps in it or what have you, and then they plug it in, it doesn't work for whatever reason. At least if you get some sort of action out before you start, you know all the important things are okay. Your sound output transformer, your mains transformer, your speaker, your your output valve and what have you. So you know it's worth your while going ahead, because if the sound, if you have to get a sound output transformer rewound or a mains transformer, you know, you're into big money there, and it might not be economically viable to go ahead and do all that. So she's slowly creeping up there anyway, so we're on to a winner. Just 100 volts AC input. The mains rectifier valve sort of has a bit of squidginess in it there, so if something goes wrong, squidginess, no, I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know, if something shorts or whatever, it has a bit of give in it, whereas if it was just a diode, you know, you'd be into trouble. You'd know straight away if something was wrong. I think I'll give her a little wind up. We'll go again. We'll go to about 140. I'll even hook up an area just in case it decides it wants to burst into life. Starting to hear a slight hum in the speaker now as well. And you see that the HT is slowly creeping up all the wire. So we'll leave it like that for a second. I won't touch the Verdiac, and we'll leave it for a minute and see where the HT ends up on its own. Right, so that's about 5 minutes sitting there, and it's creeped up to 37 volts, but I'm going to give it another little wind. I'm going to bring it up to, say, 200 now. It's a bloody good strong hum, isn't it? Oh yeah, baby. Now it sounds like the reservoir cap is open circuit, but I can hear RTE and long wave. That's not, that's radio 4. That's quite good.
It will just be like, lads, you had it tough so far, but you've literally got a great opportunity now to go out and show off what you know in all your subjects, and you're getting your credit grade anyway, so I thought it was a no-brainer.
And Orla, you're joining us from Cork. Good evening to you, Orla. Which is great.
Right, so we know that the basics of the radio are okay. I'll knock it off. There's no need to run it like that any longer. Oh, just one thing though. I'll turn it down so we don't get a surge and wind it back up. Just listen to it fading away. If the reservoir cap was open circuit, it'd die straight away. But you notice that the hum goes and it runs on just for the sort of a second without the hum. So that's the smoothing cap. So it's all the basics are there, which is good. And the fact that it even was getting radio 4 in that condition means it's, you know, it's a bloody good radio. So it's worth going ahead with. So yeah, right, just pulled the chassis out, and there appears to be some items of treasure. We found another spare valve, a 6K7, which is good. And we have found some Sweet Afton playing cards. And this thing, what's this? Golden glitter on back. Arborite. Tarborite? I don't know what that's for. Okay. Ah, Sweet Afton. I wonder how long they're sitting in there. What have we got here? 4, 6 and 7. Spades and hearts. That's an odd one. Obviously someone got sick of losing the poker in the house. Hockey Orama scoring. How many goals can you scored in 10 shots? Lost puck, subtract 1 goal. Off side, go again. Player scoring most goals wins. In case of tie, player. Yeah, some items of treasure in the radio. The radio also comes free, included a lifetime's worth of dust. I'm waiting to find a big ball of money in one of these, but it hasn't happened yet. So you can see the bullet hole went straight for the speaker, so he's had it. But I'm sure we'll find something suitable. So let's have a look at the workings underneath. There's our electrolytic here. He's slightly worn to the touch, but he's not bad. See, he's riveted in there and he's loose as well, which is good. I wonder, is that the problem actually? You know, if he wasn't grounded right, he's gonna home. Although probably not. It's probably the cap. It's a nice layout. It's simple. Not a whole lot in them to go wrong. So a new mains lead, sort out the home, change a couple of these wax jobbers, and we'll be in action. Oh, the little indicator has fallen out as well. He's not working, and the dial cord is broken as well. So we have a few bits and pieces to do to it. So I think first off, we'll see if it is the smoothing cap or the rivets. Well, it is loose, but I'm going to say it's the cap. Right, so just a quick little check here to see if it is the grounding. Now I'm using an insulated screwdriver, which is very important, because if this isn't making contact to ground, then I'm going to be the contact to ground between it and that, and I'm going to get a nasty belt. So, but now the other thing I'm going to do before I go any further is I'm going to check the grid of the sound output valve to see if there's any positive voltage on it, which I'm going to hazard a guess there will be. About 4 volts, just under. So I think I'll change that cap out before I do anything else. Now, so that cap has now been replaced. You can see I stuck one of them little green polyester jobbers in, but good enough for this. And as you can see, my meter does not deflect anymore, therefore it is blocking all the DC from the anode of the AF amplifier perfectly, which is a good thing. So next on to this. Now, the DC comes down off the sound, the DC comes down off the rectifier valve here. This side here, this is the reservoir cap. Then this is the smoothing resistor, and this side is our smoother. Now, with a 100 microfarad cap here, which is acceptable to use as in the smoother section, but not as the reservoir section. And rectifier valves in the data sheet will generally tell you how many microfarads large the cap can be. It's generally maybe 32, 33, maybe 50 in some cases. Right, so if I bang this across here like this, silence is golden. So that proves the point there. Right, so I think that was a good start for now. I'm going to leave it at that for now. There's going to be a part 2, probably a part 3, part 4, part 5 to this. The cabinet's going to need a good bit of work, but I'm going to go ahead and do this one, and we'll see how we get on. I'm going to rebuild that cap. We'll put a new reservoir and a smoother into the cap. Probably just change all the waxies for the crack when we're in here. There's only a handful of them to do. Clean all the valve sockets, all the boring stuff. To redo the dialed cord, which isn't my favourite job in the world, but should be handy enough to do it. I think we're missing a few springs and things off that, so I'll have to gather them up. So yeah, there'll be a part 2 to this. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll probably do this over a few weeks and do other videos in between. I'm not going to just leave it sitting here on the bench because I've other stuff to do as well. But I'll catch you again in the next one soon. Take care out there, and thanks for watching as always. Good luck for now.